Hello buyers and sellers, this is your North Orange County housing market update. We're going to cover all the cities. Stay tuned, there's some really good information in here. Here's your City of Brea, October 2025 real estate market update. Look at supply and demand. This is such a big number. It's not rocket science. This is the most important number. 36 properties on the market currently in Brea compared to just 3 months ago, July, 36 properties on the market. Even though we had an uptick, frankly. If I would have been doing this a month ago, it'd be more like 46 properties on the market. So just recently, it's kind of dropped a little bit, inventory in Brea. Pending, currently 24 properties in escrow in Brea compared to July, 36 properties in escrow. Closings, September of this year, 20 closings in all of Brea compared to June, 30 closings in all of Brea. But you look at inventory. Inventory is everything. So, I mean, the closing's good to know and everything, but inventory, that's a relatively low number. Not as low as it was a few years ago. More choices for buyers, but still low. It's a seller's market in the city of Brea. I look at this. Days on market for active listings. So I pulled up all the active listings, looked on the average days on market, 61. I pulled up the sold listings, 33. What's that mean? It means that if you're being marketed properly and priced properly, you're selling twice as fast if you're not. So I'll tell you, if you're not sold or in escrow in a month, then something's wrong. You got to look at something. And then price per square foot. People ask me this all the time. What's the average price per square foot in Brea? $582 a square foot. Now that does not tell you how to determine the value of your house because there's so many variables. Newer houses sell for a lot higher price per square foot than older houses. Condos sell for a lot lower price per square foot than houses, single family residence. That's just an average price per square foot. So there's your City of Brea real estate market update. Hopefully you enjoyed that. All right, here's your City of Yorba Linda, October 2025 real estate market update. Here's some good numbers here. Actives, we always look at supply and demand. It's not rocket science. Supply and demand. Lower supply, better for sellers. Higher supply, better for buyers. 118 properties on the market currently. Now let's compare that to just 3 months ago in July. 151 properties on the market. So we've got fewer homes on the market. It's just in 3 months. That's good for sellers. And pending, currently 71 properties pending in all of Yorba Linda compared to July, 61. So it's leaning, these numbers are a little bit stronger for sellers than they are for buyers. Let's look at closings. September 2025, 58 closings compared to just June a few months ago, 73 closings in June. That may be a little contradictory, but it's still leaning towards, you always look at supply, leaning towards more of a seller's. This is better news for sellers currently. So days on market, this is interesting. Currently, active listings, it's 81 days on the market. So what I did was pull up all the active listings in Yorba Linda, look at average days on market, it's 81. Then I pulled up the sold, that's 40. So what's that mean? That means if it's priced properly and more importantly, it's marketed properly, it's selling twice as fast. So if you're not selling within 40 days, something's wrong. Price per square foot. I answer this because people ask me all the time, what's the price per square foot, average price per square foot in Yorba Linda? It's $640 per square foot. Now that doesn't tell you what your house is worth. Don't confuse that with that because people ask me that all the time. Okay, so I times that by 3,000 square foot and that's what my house is worth. No, not at all. Because newer homes are worth more price per square foot. Bigger lots are worth more price per square foot. Condos are worth less price per square foot. Outdated homes are less price per square foot. That's just a simple average price per square foot. Hopefully that helped you or you found that entertaining or useful, more importantly. Enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. Here's your City of Placentia October 2025 real estate market update. Let's look at actives. So currently there's 37 properties in the market in City of Placentia. All the properties, 37, that's kind of a lower number because let's compare it to July, there was 57. So you have fewer homes on the market. This is great news for sellers, not so good for buyers. Let's look at pending. That's what homes are in escrow right now. 35 currently in escrow compared to July, 35 in escrow. So that stayed the same. Closings now, 34 in September of 2025, 34 closed escrows in Placentia compared to June 2025, 25 closings. And let's look at this. Days on market for active listings. Looking at all the active listings, 48 days on the market. Look at solds, 40 days on the market. What's that mean? It means basically when it's properly marketed and priced right, they're selling faster than when they're not. Maybe that sounds obvious, but if they're not sold, you got to look at why it's not selling. Price per square foot. I get asked this all the time. In Placentia, the average price per square foot is $600 a square foot. The average price per square foot, that's a tongue twister, is $600 per square foot. It's by no means how you determine the value of your house. It just gives you an average. Newer homes sell for a higher price per square foot than older homes do. Condos sell for a lower price per square foot. So you got to really dig into that number. It's just for your knowledge to know the average price per square foot in the city of Placentia. Hopefully you find that useful. Thank you. Hello everybody. Now here's your City of Fullerton 2025, October 2025 real estate market update. I like to look at actives. That's very important. Active listings right now in Fullerton, 116 compared to just in July, 132. So we're seeing inventory drop a little bit. This is good news for sellers. And pending right now, currently there are 68 properties in escrow in the city of Fullerton compared to July 62. So a few more in escrow, fewer on the market. That's more of a sellers. Sellers should be happier about that. And let's look at sold in September. There were 60 closed escrows in September compared to June of this year, 74. More in June. That sounds contradictory, but it's leaning towards a little bit better sellers market, but kind of par for the last month. Let's look at this. Days on market. This is interesting. Days on market for active listings, 78 days on market. Currently, I pulled up all the active listings, looked on how long they've been on the market, 78 days. In fact, when buyers come to me and they ask me for what to look for, what to do when they're buying a house, they can really get decent deals on typically homes that have been on the market for a long time. That may sound obvious, but it's not necessarily so obvious. Those sellers oftentimes are more willing to lower their price and get it sold. Look at this. Compared to days on market for the sold the last month, 34 days on the market. That's a big difference, meaning if you're not being marketed properly, it's going to sit, or priced properly. If it isn't, if it's priced properly and marketed properly, it's selling twice as fast. And then price per square foot, for City of Fullerton, $626 a price per square foot. This is not how you figure out the value of your house. This is just a conversation piece. Newer houses sell for a higher price per square foot. Condos sell for a lower price per square foot. There's a lot to read into that, but it's just something that's always interesting to know. People always ask me, what's the average price per square foot in Fullerton? Well, there you have it, $626. Here's your City of La Habra, October 2025 real estate market update. Let's look at active listings. 54 properties on the market in the city of La Habra. Let's compare that to July, just 3 months ago. 58 properties on the market. Sellers want that lower, buyers want that higher. So a little bit fewer homes, that's better for sellers. Pending, currently there's 26 homes in escrow, all of La Habra, compared to July, 36 homes that were in escrow. Let's look at closings in September of this year, 2025. We had 31 closings compared to just a few months ago in June. There were 29 closings. It's around the same. Let's look at days on market. Average days on market of current active listings in La Habra is 94 days. That's a long time. Something's going wrong. Let's compare to days on market of properties that have sold. That's 35 days on the market. They're selling a third of the less time. So if your property is not sold or in escrow within 35 days in the city of La Habra, something's wrong. Either price is too high, it's not being marketed properly. There's a slew of different reasons. Photos, staging, showing instructions. And then average price per square foot for the city of La Habra is $558. That's not a way to figure out the value of your home, but it's the average price per square foot. I get that all the time. And what's the price per square foot in La Habra? $558. Condos, they sell for a little less than average price per square foot. Newer properties sell for a little higher price per square foot. Big lots sell for a higher price per square foot. So you got to look at a lot of different things. So hopefully you find that useful. Call me if you have any questions. Thank you. Anaheim Hills, what I like to look at is actives. Actives are very important. It's all about supply and demand. It's not necessarily rocket science. So actives in Anaheim Hills, we have 55 properties on the market compared to just 3 months ago, 62. So we have fewer homes on the market, better for sellers, not so good for buyers, but not a big dramatic difference. So pending now is 34 homes in escrow, properties in escrow compared to July, just a few months ago, 18. A little pickup in things selling there. That's good news for sellers. Let's look at close. September of this year, we had 20 closings in Anaheim Hills compared to June of this year, 25. Not too far off, pretty similar. But here's some other really important information. This is interesting. So days on market for active listings is 49. Days on market for sold listings is 30. Basically, when it's properly marketed and priced right, you're selling in 30 days. If it's not priced right, not properly marketed, it's taking at least 49 days. So, and then price per square foot for Anaheim Hills. This is just your average price per square foot. You need to really dig into this number. It does not tell you what your home is worth by just knowing this, which a lot of people think it does. $600 a price per square foot. For example, condos typically they sell for a little less. Newer properties sell for a lot more price per square foot. So you got to look at big lots, for example, more. So this is just an average. This is just for video conversation purposes. Hopefully you find that useful. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and follow us for valuable real estate content. We have videos explaining escrow, title insurance, how to get top dollar for your house, the biggest mistakes sellers make, how to evict bad tenants, so much more. Thank you.